Hey all, it's Dinosa, and it has been one crazy Sunday. It's almost wrapping up, and I've so much to do before I even consider going to sleep tonight. Well, I'll try to keep this quick because I said I'd do it by this weekend. Just wanted to let you know that I saw a movie, review movie called RdAl, which stars Ice Cube and Kevin Hart, the comedian. Now, one thing I have to say, not just this. I really it is annoying. I'm wondering if movie theaters would make money if they offered to see the feature. Like if you would pay an additional $2 to skip all the previews, you know, because they literally my showing was at 11:15, and they literally showed a half an hour of previews before the actual movie started. The movie didn't start till 11:45. That is freaking annoying. Just freaking annoying on that. And honestly, if they would offer that, I think I'd pay it. Especially a matinee price. I would pay it. I would gladly pay it to skip that, because you know why I'd pay it? Is because they announced the previews on the internet. You could watch the previews, almost every single preview on that you could see, you'll see on the internet at some point. On that, unless they're having a big release where they're holding a preview back, and then it's just going to be awesome preview, like I don't know, we'll just say like it's the big X-Men coming out, Days of Futures Past, which is basically a retelling of a cartoon, but that's from the 90s, but that, and even a comic before that, but that's a whole nother story. But then they hold back a big preview for that. Okay, that would kind of make sense on opening day. But I don't think there's any justification for half an hour previews before the movie starts. Anyway, I know I went a little off subject, but really I think people would pay an additional $2 just to skip all the previews. But anyway, this is about RdAl with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. And it's another one of these romantic comedies of sorts, where the guy really likes this one girl, but this one girl's brother, Ice Cube, does not like him, calls him a punk, and he's not ready for the real world, and he's definitely not ready for his sister. So the guy wants to impress Ice Cube's character a lot, so he's going to be doing it by becoming a cop, and he signs up for the Post Academy, which the Post Academy is Police Officer Student Training Academy. The reason why I know that is because a long time ago I considered it. But he gets accepted to the academy, then tells Ice Cube. Now Ice Cube was like totally no nonsense, but Kevin Hart thought he was all badass because he was good at Call of Duty or Battlefield. I think it was a hybrid game. I don't think it was Call of Duty. Because there was like one scene where they were shooting Kevin Hart's character up, and like his leg fell off and everything, which I don't think Call of Duty does. I could be wrong. Maybe I have my settings wrong. I know with Battlefield they don't do that. I mean, the body flops, but you don't have appendages going off in each direction. That would be fun if you did on that. But it's basically, it's a fish out of water story. That with a lot of comedy. However, Ice Cube does set the tone in the beginning, where he's this hardcore cop, and he's like, "I'm crazy, and I'm gonna get it." Now, the old funny scene that starts off is when he finds the deal he was going back because someone rats him out that he's a cop. Then everybody starts shooting everybody, and then the main bad guy gets away in a BMW. He says, "Give me a car to the valet." They drive up, they drive a Prius, and he's like, "Get this Prius shit out of here." And then they drive up with something faster, which was a Dodge Viper truck, which was kind of funny. He's like, "A Prius, get this out of here." And that was kind of funny. But he eventually catches up with this bad guy, destroying half the city in the process. This, I don't know why this is always kind of a trend in the movie industry, where the main cop has to destroy half the city to catch the bad guy, and the captain always yells at them. If you look at some older cop movies, specifically I don't know, 48 Hours, Bullet, Dirty Harry. Um, he didn't usually destroy half the city to do it. But then you have other movies like Rush Hour, and now this one where they end up destroying half the city. What, I don't know, but that's maybe besides the point. But the whole movie centers around the relationship between uh, Ice Cube and Kevin Hart and the girl, and eventually convinces Kevin, says, "I love your sister. I'm gonna do whatever," and Ice Cube's like, "All right, I'm gonna take you on for a ride along. Let's see what you got." And then he says the first place he takes him to is the station, makes him sign up a form. He's like, "What's this form?" Says he says that form is basically you don't bitch up, and that if you get shot, face blown off, all these things, you don't sue the city. The city's broke. That's what that form is. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Just sign it." You want my sister? You like my sister? Sign the damn forms. And he signs it. And then he goes into dispatch and tells dispatch to give him all the 126s, which is just annoying calls on that nobody wants to work, because he figures with enough annoying calls he'll get rid of this guy, Kevin Hart's character. So they go through everything, and with all the annoying calls, and he keeps getting the situations. Some of the situations are so extreme, where he sends Kevin Hart into a group of bikers, and he's laughing his ass off. He's like, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna whoop your ass." And then Ice Cube shows up and he's like, "Get away! I'll whoop all your asses." And he pulls him away back in the car. Then he goes in there. So you see that little kid? Find out where his brother is. And while he's messing around with the kid, Ice Cube gets the real perf they're looking for. And the kid's like, "I ain't sitting." And then the kid's like, "Stranger danger, stranger danger." And all the other parents are like, start to circle. And it's like, oh boy, this is ugly. And, and then they take off there. Later on, they run into this dude who's stripping naked inside a farmer's market, pouring honey all over him, and just being annoying. And Ice Cube's like, "Go arrest him, go arrest him." And he's like, "No, don't arrest him." He's like, "I will go arrest him." He says, "Okay, take care of business." And then he basically gets his ass whooped by this big dude, and Ice Cube is laughing here, but then he finally arrests the guy on that. But then later on, they find out that he calls up his girl because he's depressed and he doesn't feel like this job is here. And the girl explains to him, "Wait a minute, what was the call? It was a 126. He's like, "What was the guy's name?" He says, "My brother plays poker with a guy by that same name, and 126 is an annoying call. They put the rookies through those calls." And like, I think as jokes, you have been joked. So he's like feeling like, here. So then he goes into another 126 on that, but then this 126 turns into real. However, Kevin Hart's character doesn't think it's real on that. So he like gets in front of the guy that's actually pointing a gun at him, saying like, "You're not going to shoot, whatever." And Ice Cube's like, "You moron, what are you doing?" And then eventually fire starts going off, and everyone starts freaking out and all that. And that was part of it was kind of funny. I don't want to ruin the main plot, especially when like Lawrence Fishburne shows up too much, because it is a funny movie. I don't know if it's worth the theater though. Maybe an Amazon rental. It's not something that you just sat there and just busted a gut laughing. I mean, there were funny moments. Like him saying, "I'm Black Hammer," yeah. And he's like, "My name in Call of Duty is Black Hammer." And he's like, "'Cause I bring the thunder to you, baby." And then Ice Cube takes a flashlight and says, "Enough of that shit." And he's like, he screams and knocks himself out. Just stupid stuff like that. It's kind of funny. Overall, though, I think it was a good movie. I think it's funny. It was heartfelt. However, Ice Cube actually was good for the part as the tough cop. on that, but it was a fish out of water thing. I will say the funniest scene in the movie when Kevin Hart comes out and asks Ice Cube if he can have his permission to marry his girl, his sister, and then all of a sudden Cypress Hill music comes on saying, "If I could just kill a man," and it flashes back to Ice Cube. That was hilarious. It's one of those quick flashbacks that didn't happen, but it's so quick and so shocking. It's like, whoa! And it's like you could see this is what he's thinking. That was hilarious. That was like so random. It was just like, oh. But you know, it's something like Friday too, where in the movie Friday, where Debo or Tony Lister is otherwise known as Zeus, was teasing Ice Cube's character like, you stand around and get knocked out like your father used to, and then just bam, and then it goes back to seem like 10 seconds before. So I don't know if that's an Ice Cube like trait in movies about the 10-second flashback thing, but this was really funny. You'd have to see the scene to understand how funny it was. But overall, good film. Very, it was a good, lighthearted cast. A lot of twists. Lawrence Fishburne was kind of a twist. Kevin Hart, to be honest, I don't understand why everybody thinks he's so funny. I mean, I know some people think he's funny, and he has his moments, but he's not on the level of funny. I mean, I don't know. I was like kind of drowning a little bit. Like, I really hate to compare it to older comedians, but you got guys like Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. You had Richard Pryor. You had other African American comedians. Just Bill Cosby, who didn't swear most of the time during his comedic stuff, and they were just a freaking scream on that. And Kevin Hart, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. But everybody says Don Cheadle, like the Iron Man guy, was funny too. And I don't know. Maybe it's just a culture change or something. I just don't see it overall. But he's funny, but he's not. I don't think he was that funny enough to be in that movie. Well, he was definitely for that role though, because he was shorter than Ice Cube. He was shorter than most everyone out, and he was trying to act like a big man. So go figure. Ice Cube played it right. Did a real good job. But Ice Cube's known for that thug look. He's actually gifted with that look. But that's part of that's look and part of that's reality, because that's where he grew up. And you just, part of his life, like he said, you did it. And you know, he lived that life. And not many people know that Ice Cube was actually studying to be an architect before he discovered rap. And if you ever see it, Ice Cube, the Eames video, Eammes video with Ice Cube about modern furniture and house in the Eames house in Los Angeles. Not many people know it, but it's true. But anyway, this is Dinosaur. It's worth watching. I would really wait for Amazon Instant Video or DVD. But anyway, have a good day. Bye.